tile table. So, alright, I'll be down in a sec. So, we're not going to be painting this weekend. I'm going to be creating a tile table. I got most of the stuff from Marketplace. I got 2 boxes of tile, 38 pieces for $50. And I've just been waiting, trying to find a deal on like some nice, colorful tile, just something that'll really pop. Found this tile cutter as well on Marketplace. And today's goal is getting the pieces of tile from their normal size to this size.
Ganja farmer, deep down in the earth, we me put the ganja. Babylon come and light it at a fire, me a chant. Yes, I'm a ganja planter. Call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth, we me put the ganja. Babylon come, yo, yo. Big stinking helicopter flow through the air. With them call it weedy. Them never did it when me was out in water. And when me did them flying fertilizer. Yet out of the sky them spitting fire. And I'm a little youth back with a hot temper. Me take up me stinking rocket launcher. And me now hear this was the helicopter me a chant. Some a ganja planter. Call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth when me put me ganja. Babylon come on at it at a fire me a chant. Yes, I'm a ganja planter. Call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth when me put me ganja. Babylon come.
So today, day 2, we're going to do what seems like to be the funnest part of the process for me. We're going to start putting these tiles on the table. I do have a few more white tiles to cut. We're going to cut some of these this size because I think I want to put a chessboard in the middle of this table. So we'll see. So again, I was a Marketplace warrior. Got this table off of Marketplace. It's pretty heavy, so I didn't want to carry that all the way up the stairs. But we're also cutting costs with kind of creating our own trowel. I'm probably going to try to use this thing to scrape this adhesive on. But yeah, at the end I'm probably going to include what I paid for all this because it wasn't much compared to what they're charging on Etsy to mail you one of these tables. So let's start cutting some white tile. This is highly recommended Acrylic Pro tile adhesive. I think I'm gonna try to dry lay all the tiles, especially on the top because that'll be seen like the most, you know. So I'm gonna try to dry lay the top, see how I want to arrange these, and I'm deciding on if I want to put the table together, put all the tiles on, or keep it separate and then put the tiles on, but that just seems more difficult in the long run, so may just put this whole thing together and have to haul it downstairs with all the tiles on before I grout it. Looking chill, honestly. Cut. Got my shit, man. Acrylic Pro. Fucking gang. It is day 3. Hopefully just the final day for this weekend project that I've been on. Moving this thing around has definitely been a workout. I don't know if I mentioned how laborious this shit has kind of been, but yesterday I was definitely in some weirder positions trying to put these tiles on this table. But we move. I think some warm water will get that off, so ignore that. I feel like the table dried enough with the adhesive, so I think I'm gonna move forward and start grouting this thing up. I'm very impatient, so I want to grout this thing today. I'm gonna be grouting. I got my float. I got like 2 quarts of bright white grout, unsanded, give it that nice look. Got my sponge. Clean that grout up today, so I'm praying it's barely enough. Everything's been pretty much cutting it close. My initial thought is it is not. Again, we move. Little bummed out I didn't get to do the chessboard on the table. It just wasn't looking right. All the ways I tried to reconfigure the tiles, but it just wasn't working out. So I think this is a way better option right here. I got the wife's approval on the table. She's digging it. She's ready for it to be finished. I have no idea how I'm going to take this table downstairs. It was already a little heavy getting up here, so I brought it up in parts now that it's together. I do have to go through and get some of this excess adhesive off because after some Google scared me last night, they said you should just try to get that down. So already fucking up. So I had to stress myself out, but I found out the term slacking, which is allowing the chemicals and the water to mix in the grout. So once I did that, the grout was able to stiffen up for me to actually use it. Grouting actually ended up being the best part of making this table. It was just kind of fun. It was the most like painting. I was right and ran out of grout, so I had to go buy another thing of grout. Got the big box this time. Pretty much just grouted this thing a couple times, wiped it down, let it dry. Did this process for probably a good hour. Once the grout dried, that next day after work, I just added some silicone on the corners and finishing touches here and there. And then I let it dry after I cleaned it off for another 2 days before hauling it downstairs. I'll include some pics I took of it here. The wifey approved.